Where the Gator Bowl once stood, now stands this facility. TIAA Bank Field, as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Jacksonville, Florida. Cam Little out for the opening kick. And we're underway from Everbank Stadium. Returnable from the 2. This return makes it up to the 25. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Richardson throwing to start out. Gets this to Ward. Oh, the football's loose. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 1st down, Colts. Wow, that was fast. Might be time to take a step back, and we just started this game. Maybe take a couple of deep breaths. Very first snap, and he nearly gave it away. That could have mentally taken them out of this game.
Yeah, for the player, a little bit easier to respond.
That's grabbed inside the 30. All the way, touchdown, Indy! The Colts take a 6-0 lead right away. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Motioning left is their running back. Lawrence going to throw straight away here. Connection made. Travis Etienne. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Quiddy Pay there to take him down. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd. Lawrence working from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's Etienne on 1st down. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Lawrence now off the play action. Coming on the left sideline, but he did not get both feet in. That's incomplete, brings up 3rd down.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting the completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Hey, I'm gun.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Forced out to his right. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Marvin Harrison Jr., the intended target. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch made here at the 30-yard line. No return on that punt. And the Colts will take over. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Throw left side, complete. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. Call it 9 yards. Looks like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
2nd down carry for Taylor. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Taylor again. He's got a gain of 6 there. It was Andre Sisco who hauled him down there. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
This finds Mitchell, complete. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Colts drive out to an early 14-0 lead. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, Lawrence. ETN on the catch. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
From the 36. Catch is made. It's Jalen Hyatt. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They get 6 and a first down as well.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. From the gun, ETN gets it. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No gain there that time, and it's second and 10.
That linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field. All I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
2nd and 10 now. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Colts take over on his 5th interception of the season.
That is just a big-time individual effort, Kate, defensively. First, he takes the ball away, and then he's looking for points, right? He turns from defense to offense, and one more move, and he might have broken it to the house.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Straight ahead with Taylor. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Working from the gun, it's Richardson. He sends this one to the end zone. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. He'll get this to Samuel. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
First down, ball at the 36. One quarter down in this all-AFC South contest. It's a 2-score game early. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. Back for the 2nd quarter. It's Jaguar football. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Lawrence looking to throw. And they're going to tag a defender with this one. He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Running it after the penalty. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks you can keep on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
First down, ball at the 36. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Headed out right. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Lawrence to throw it. Into traffic, complete. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
3rd down, Lawrence to throw. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They'll run. ETN. Calling around 3 on the play. They're set up with second and goal from the 5.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Lawrence in the pistol. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm. Especially in a situation like that, it's a good thing he woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
Buckle up. It's third and goal. He finds him right side. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, Kate. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on him. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone. So the football will come back out to the 20. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he's brought down for a loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Pass caught along the sideline by Mitchell. And he goes out of bounds, just short of the 35. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield. Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the shotgun, it's Richardson. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Richardson on third. On target to his man Taylor. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Still on the move, coming to the line for first and 10. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. Gets this to Woods. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
From the gun, Taylor. It's an Indianapolis touchdown! The Colts take a 13-point lead. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown, his 3rd total score in this game. And he has made this a habit this season. That's his 10th rushing touchdown so far. On is Moody for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts double their lead to 14. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Lawrence working from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Offense up to the line fast. Trying again following the sack. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it up to the 44. So a timely moment for a big play, and they get the first on 3rd and 19.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
First down throw, Lawrence. He'll get this to Etienne. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
We're at the 2-minute warning now from Everbank. The Jaguars working here. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Let's go.
Sticking in the air with Lawrence. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Take right open.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. And the Colts get it back on his 6th interception of the season.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football. Defensive coaches in the NFL say it all the time. Limit the big play. Keep these guys in front of you. Well, this defense is going to have to stay vigilant because this receiver, he can take the lid off a defense at any time.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Now Richardson to throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They got 24 yards on the play. And it'll be first down, Colts. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Throwing deep for the end zone. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
It's a completion of Michael Pittman Jr. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down. They'll throw again. Richardson. Taylor makes the catch. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Taylor runs it in. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The Colts get more points to end a lopsided first half. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. First and 10, it's Lawrence. He put everything he had into this one. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Out of the gun, Lawrence escapes the pocket. He can run it. Bouncing football. But it bounces out of bounds, so they'll retain possession. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Jaguar first down.
You know, those defensive guys, they will tell you that the sideline's their best friend, right? A lot of these routes are trying to push the receivers and move the real estate. Well, sometimes the sidelines could be an offensive player's best friend when that ball bounces harmlessly out of bounds.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. Gets everything he has under this throw. This is caught inside the 15. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
From the red zone now. Has it in close. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on football fields. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. He's going to field this at the 2. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. One last play before the break. He'll throw it. This one finds Taylor. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That's why you often see some mix, some high percentage pass plays on 1st and 10. You got to keep a defense honest. They're always looking for a run in that situation, a chance to stack them up for 2nd and long.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Lawrence looking to throw. His throw finds Marvin Harrison Jr. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Out of the gun, a give to ETN. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this, it's over. Over.
Second and 10 now. Oh, nice adjustment to bring in that tipped pass.
That is so difficult to do with so much traffic. You're going to see the short pass gets tipped, and you really don't have much time other than to just react and make the catch. Exactly what he does.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
Let's go.
Running back sent in motion.
Think right. Think right open.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. That's taken in by Etienne. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. On target to his man Taylor. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. It was Andre Sisco who hauled him down there.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
It's caught. That's Calvin Austin. And he almost reaches the 45 before going out. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Taylor now up the middle. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
From the 47. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those true throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Richardson now on 2nd and 10. Taking a shot for the end zone. They connect on the deep shot. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Now in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. A give right side. Here's Bigsby. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, search forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. It's a design boot. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Jaguar first down. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
It was University of Wisconsin, Kate, the first time I heard this term, slow to explode through. And think how good that Badgers run game has been at the college level. Well, they made runs like that look easy. Slow to explode through.
13, Luke. Luke. Hey, Jupiter.
A give up the gut to Bigsby. And he's able to take this down to the red zone. He's stopped at the 17. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Go, let's go. Hey, I'm gun.
Lawrence in the pistol. And he has the catch. Gets both feet in. That's a touchdown. The Jaguars shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Marvin Harrison Jr. with the touchdown. On his little for the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Jaguars cut the lead in half. It's down to 7. Just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Return starts from the goal line. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's a handoff for Taylor. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And the nice gain is met by a punishing hit to bring it to a halt. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
On 1st down, it's Richardson. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. This has been a trend, yet another interception. Finds a seam, left side, he's off to the races. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick six. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Taylor. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. It's been a thrilling game, an absolute barn burner that is shockingly still tied as we get set for the 4th. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Now Richardson to throw. And he'll be touchdown after a big play.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Now a handoff to Taylor. Ooh, sharp running here. He's past the 30. And they take it across the goal line for an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts take a 4th quarter lead. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. Moody knocks that extra point through. And the Colts break that tie and now lead by 7. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, Lion. 30 left.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Here's 2nd and 5. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Here's ETN on first down. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
First down throw, Lawrence. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
Lawrence trying again on second. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. They kick the running back in motion. Lawrence facing third and long. He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And that's a Jaguar first down. Running back sent in motion. First down from the red zone. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Now Lawrence. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And things look tougher now with third and long.
Read and react. Read and react. Read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going. And you got to react as it begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Throwing is Lawrence on third down. Touchdown, Jacksonville. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the fourth. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Kickoff taken at the 3. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
Hey, maybe in the end this return just gets lost in the shuffle when we recap things, Kate. But you surrender a lead in the fourth quarter and you feel that momentum being lost. That's exactly what excellent special teams do. They turn it around. It's why that third phase is coached and coached and coached, because you never know when your opportunity may arise. What a great return to begin this drive.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll be first down, Colts.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
First down throw here from Richardson. He finds Woods. Oh, this big guy is moving. And he takes it in for the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts take a fourth quarter lead. On is Moody for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Colts break that tie and now lead by 7. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all, so they're going to give them a drive starting at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll give this up the middle to ETN. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First down, and they go right back to him. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway there on first down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning for them to use, Brock. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Lawrence. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first. From the gun, ETN gets it. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, kid, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
Back to throw. And they got there in time. He's taken down. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's second. Still one more in their pocket to use.
Bend. Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
Looking to throw it. This throw is caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2.
Hey, I'm gun. 30 left. 11.
He'll go quickly to the right. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. And they get the stop. This is going to be a turnover on down. So now their opponent's final chance coming up.
You go for it on 4th down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. So it's the Colts who come away with a win on the road. And yet another challenger is vanquished as they continue to carry this undefeated season in November. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Colts are winners as we bid farewell from Jacksonville.